Open-world games are a terrible idea. You start with one objective, take a wrong turn, help some random NPC with their life problems, and suddenly your whole evening is gone. That's the kind of freedom we're talking about today. So let's take a look at some of the best open worlds you absolutely must play. Kicking things off with Far Cry 5, which moves the series to the quiet countryside of Montana. At first glance, the place looks peaceful. Forests, farms, small towns, but the entire region is under the control of a dangerous cult called Eden's Gate. You play as a deputy trying to break that control and free the county one region at a time. Each area is ruled by a different member of the cult, and taking them down slowly opens the map. What makes the world fun is how chaotic things can get. A simple outpost attack can turn into complete madness with explosions, animals, and cultists showing up from everywhere. Far Cry 5 rewards exploration too. Hidden stashes, strange side missions, and ridiculous moments are scattered across the map, making Montana a surprisingly entertaining open world.
I am your father!
Nothing means more to me than this game.
When putting together a list of great open worlds, Red Dead Redemption 2 is impossible to ignore. Instead of going through the usual talk about story missions you've probably already played, it's worth focusing on the world itself and how carefully Rockstar built it. The map stretches across snowy mountains, forests, swamps, and growing towns, and each area feels completely different. Riding across the countryside can take you from quiet wilderness to a busy street where people are arguing outside a saloon. What really sells the world are the random moments that happen while you're exploring. You might run into strangers who need help, discover strange encounters on the road, or stumble onto something unexpected in the middle of nowhere. Rockstar didn't just create a large map, they built a world that feels alive and constantly changing. That attention to detail is exactly why Red Dead Redemption 2 still stands as one of the greatest open-world games ever made. No open-world list really feels complete without an Assassin's Creed game, so let's talk about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This time, the series takes you to ancient Greece, and the scale of the world is immediately impressive. You begin on a small island, but before long you're sailing across the Aegean Sea, exploring cities, temples, and dozens of islands scattered across the map. Every region has its own look, characters, and small stories to discover. One minute you're hunting members of a mysterious cult, the next, you're caught in a battle between Sparta and Athens. Exploration is the real star here. Climb mountains, dive into ruins, or sail somewhere random and you'll usually find something interesting waiting. Odyssey rewards curiosity, and that's exactly what makes its world so fun to explore. Gliding over Gotham at night never gets boring in Batman Arkham Knight. The city is dark, rain-soaked, and packed with detail, making it feel like it was pulled straight out of a comic book. Movement is a huge part of the experience. You can glide between buildings, grapple across rooftops, or tear through the streets in the Batmobile. Traveling across the city feels smooth and fast, which makes exploring Gotham really fun. The map is filled with crimes, side missions, and villains causing trouble across the city. From solving riddles left by the Riddler to stopping random crimes in progress, there's always something happening nearby. Arkham Knight's Gotham isn't just a backdrop. It feels like a city that constantly needs Batman watching over it.
You a Witcher?
For many players, The Witcher 3 is still the gold standard for open-world RPGs. At the start, things feel simple. You're wandering around White Orchard taking on small contracts, hunting monsters, solving strange village problems, or helping someone find a missing frying pan. It feels almost cozy, but that's the trick. White Orchard is only the beginning. Soon you arrive in Velen, and suddenly you're in the middle of a war-torn land filled with complicated stories and morally messy choices. The game never rushes you. You just explore, stumble into problems, and slowly become part of the world's tangled stories. Every character has their own struggles, and you're the one trying to sort them out. Even years later, The Witcher 3 remains one of the most immersive worlds ever created.
It's just the beginning.
Guided by grace.
You step into Elden Ring, pick a direction, and the game just lets you go. No markers forcing you forward, no one telling you exactly what to do. Just a massive world waiting to be explored. That freedom comes with a catch. Wander too far, and you'll run into something that completely destroys you. But that's part of the experience. You learn, come back stronger, and try again. The world is packed with ruins, hidden paths, and bosses that can appear when you least expect it. Exploration always feels like it could lead to something important. There's very little hand-holding. The story, the world, everything is something you piece together yourself. It's challenging, sometimes brutal, but incredibly rewarding once it clicks.
In light of your unique situation,
Hogwarts Legacy finally lets players step into the wizarding world in a full open-world RPG. You arrive at Hogwarts as a new student and quickly realize the castle hides more secrets than you could ever expect. Exploring Hogwarts is easily the highlight. Moving staircases, talking portraits, hidden passages, and strange rooms make the school feel alive. It's not just a location in the game, it's something you can wander through for hours. Beyond the castle, the surrounding countryside opens up with villages, forests, and magical creatures to encounter. Along the way, you'll learn spells, complete side quests, and uncover mysteries tied to the world's magic. For fans of the series, it's the closest thing to actually attending Hogwarts.
Legacy in your hands.
You are a samurai.
Ghost of Tsushima drops you into feudal Japan during the Mongol invasion, and the island quickly becomes one of the most beautiful open worlds in gaming. Instead of filling the map with endless icons, the game encourages exploration through natural guidance like the wind, wildlife, and landmarks. Riding through golden fields, dense forests, and quiet villages creates a strong sense of atmosphere. The world feels calm one moment and dangerous the next, as Mongol patrols appear on the roads. Combat is another highlight. Sword fights are fast, precise, and cinematic, making every duel feel intense. Side stories across the island reveal personal struggles, tragedies, and moments of honor, adding depth to the world. Ghost of Tsushima balances beauty, exploration, and combat perfectly, making Tsushima an unforgettable place to explore.
I say together, we tear down.
San Francisco becomes your playground in Watch Dogs 2, and the city feels bright, chaotic, and surprisingly alive. Instead of the darker tone of the first game, this one leans into creativity and fun. You step into the shoes of Marcus, a hacker working with the DedSec group to expose corrupt tech companies and surveillance systems controlling the city. What makes the open world interesting is the hacking itself. You can trigger traffic lights, control cranes, hijack cars remotely, or use drones to scout areas without ever stepping inside. The game constantly rewards experimentation. Missions rarely have just one solution, and the sandbox encourages you to cause chaos in clever ways. It's colorful, playful, and easily one of Ubisoft's most underrated open worlds.
Time we stand together like a boy.
A dragon attacks, chaos erupts, and suddenly you're running through a burning village trying to survive. That's how Skyrim begins, and it quickly throws you into a massive fantasy world filled with mountains, ruins, and ancient secrets. Not long after the opening, the game simply lets you go. You can follow the main story, join guilds, hunt dragons, explore forgotten tombs, or just wander through the wilderness. What keeps people playing is how unpredictable the adventure becomes. A simple trip between towns can turn into discovering a hidden dungeon or starting an entirely new questline. Your character can grow in any direction too. Magic, stealth, heavy weapons, or a strange mix of everything. Skyrim succeeds because it gives players freedom and lets their own adventures shape the journey. Parkour and survival take center stage in Dying Light 2, set in a city that collapsed after a zombie outbreak. Rooftops become the safest paths, turning the entire map into a playground of jumps, climbs, and risky shortcuts. Moving through the city feels fast and fluid. You're constantly running across buildings, swinging over gaps, and avoiding the infected that roam the streets below. Day and night change everything. During the day, the infected stay mostly hidden, but when night falls, the city becomes far more dangerous, pushing you to move carefully or risk being chased across rooftops. Exploration rewards you with new gear, hidden locations, and choices that shape parts of the city. The mix of parkour, combat, and tension makes the world of Dying Light 2 thrilling to explore.
But I won't let it turn me into whatever.
Rain hits the pavement, neon signs glow in puddles, and traffic roars between skyscrapers. That's the vibe of Cyberpunk 2077. Night City isn't just big, it's dense, chaotic, and constantly moving. Instead of wide-open landscapes, everything here is stacked vertically. Crowded streets sit beneath massive megabuildings while advertisements flicker across the skyline. You can spend hours just wandering. A random alley might lead to a side job, a hidden vendor, or a gang fight breaking out nearby. After years of updates, the city finally feels complete. The story is great, But the real magic comes from simply existing in Night City and letting its chaos pull you somewhere unexpected, discovering strange characters and stories along the way.
Knowledge in the unknown.
Space should feel massive, and Starfield definitely leans into that. Instead of one seamless world, you're jumping between planets, landing wherever you want, and seeing what's out there. Sometimes that means exploring an abandoned outpost full of loot. Other times it's reading through random logs and realizing something went very wrong. And yeah, occasionally you're just grabbing everything that isn't nailed down and leaving like a space raccoon. Ships are a big part of it too. You can build, upgrade, and fly your own setup across different systems, which adds a lot to that sense of freedom. It's not perfect, but the loop works. Land somewhere, explore, find something weird, and move on to the next planet.
I think we're gonna literally bake out like men.
Next up is Grand Theft Auto 5. From the moment the game starts, Rockstar throws you straight into chaos with a bank robbery in the snow, alarms blaring, and cops everywhere. It's a fast introduction to the kind of wild ride the game offers. Once the story settles in, you're exploring Los Santos and the surrounding countryside with 3 different characters: Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. Each brings their own personality and missions, which keeps the world feeling varied. But GTA 5 really shines when you're just messing around. You can cruise through the city, start random street races, fly planes, or see how long you survive with a 5-star wanted level. The map is packed with secrets, strange encounters, and things to do, making it one of the most entertaining open worlds ever made.
Everything can change in an instant.
Post-apocalyptic Boston is the setting for Fallout 4, and it's the kind of place where something is always happening if you're willing to look. You step out of the vault, and almost immediately the game lets you loose to figure things out your own way. One minute you're following the main story, the next you're clearing out a random building, helping a settlement, or getting dragged into something you didn't plan at all. The world feels chaotic in a good way. Raiders, mutants, and strange encounters can pop up at any time, making simple exploration unpredictable. There's also the settlement system, letting you build and manage your own spaces across the map. Fallout 4 thrives on letting you wander and create your own path through the wasteland.
Let's go, boy.
You know, we never talked about it.
Riding through a broken world on a motorcycle is the core of Days Gone. Instead of fast travel everywhere, you're constantly managing fuel, repairs, and the risk of getting stranded in the middle of nowhere. The world feels tense, especially with freakers roaming around. Small groups are manageable, but large hordes can turn into full panic if you're not prepared. Travel isn't always safe either. Ambushes, wildlife, and random encounters can catch you off guard while you're just trying to reach your next objective. Exploration pays off with supplies, upgrades, and new areas to uncover. It's not the fastest-paced game, but that constant sense of danger while moving through the world is what makes Days Gone stand out.
What did you do? Everything.
There's the strength to make.
You don't really ease into Horizon Forbidden West. Before long, you're facing machines far bigger than you, trying to stay alive while figuring out how to take them down. The world is massive, stretching from deserts to jungles to ruined cities overtaken by nature. Exploration feels rewarding because there's always something just off the path. Hidden ruins, powerful machines, or side quests that pull you into new stories. Combat is a big part of it too. Every machine has weaknesses, so fights become more about strategy than just attacking. Movement also opens up as you progress, letting you climb, glide, and reach areas that seemed impossible before. It's a world that constantly pushes you forward, giving you reasons to keep exploring.
Myself.
Next up, we got Monster Hunter Wilds. Instead of a traditional city-filled open world, this game throws you into huge natural environments where the monsters rule the land. Each region feels alive, with shifting weather, migrating creatures, and ecosystems that react to what's happening around you. One moment you're tracking a monster across the desert, the next a sandstorm rolls in and everything changes. The thrill comes from the hunt itself, following tracks, setting traps, and working with your gear and weapons to bring down enormous beasts is the core experience. Exploration often leads to rare materials, hidden areas, and unexpected encounters with other monsters. Wilds expands the scale of the series while keeping that satisfying loop of tracking, hunting, surviving, and mastering new strategies against creatures far bigger than you. Death Stranding 2 returns to a strange world where travel itself is the main challenge. Instead of constant action, the focus is on crossing massive landscapes while delivering cargo between distant settlements. Planning your route matters a lot. Mountains, rivers, and rough terrain can slow you down or damage what you're carrying if you're not careful. The environment constantly forces you to think about the safest path forward. What makes the world interesting is how players affect it. Bridges, ladders, and other structures left behind can make future trips easier for others passing through. It's a slower experience compared to most open-world games, but that's intentional. Death Stranding 2 turns simple journeys into tense and rewarding challenges across a quiet, mysterious landscape.
Guess we'll chat later.
Swinging through New York City is easily the best part of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The city feels bigger, faster, and more alive than before, giving you plenty of space to move across rooftops and between skyscrapers at full speed. This time, you play as both Peter and Miles, switching between them as the story unfolds. Each hero brings their own abilities and fighting style, which keeps combat and exploration feeling fresh. Traversal has also improved with faster web swinging and new ways to glide across the city, making movement smoother than ever. Crimes, side missions, and hidden activities are scattered across the map, constantly giving you something to chase. Spider-Man 2 turns New York into a playground where simply moving around the city is just as fun as the missions themselves. And yeah, those are some of the best open worlds you can lose your entire weekend to. If I missed your favorite, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.